All right, what's up guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be revisiting Blue Kuzan. That's right guys, OP12 Kuzan. The last time I messed with this leader was about 2 months ago when it first became available on the sim for us over here in the West. But now guys, it is available in person, physically. OP12 is legal. This leader is now legal. So we're going to be revisiting Kuzan in today's video. Let me lay out the video real quick for you. It's going to be pretty straightforward, pretty standard for this channel. First things first, we're going to check out the deck list. After that, we're going to head over to the sim. We got 3 games on the sim to go over, and then we're going to finish up by recapping the leader, and I'm going to tell you guys what I think about this deck and this leader moving forward, okay? I will have everything time-stamped in the general description, and I'll have all relevant deck lists and links and stuff like that in the comment section below. If you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please do not hesitate to put those down in the comment section below, or hop on the VV Theory Discord. Link will be in the channel description. Today's video is brought to you by Nin Garden. To celebrate their 1-year anniversary, they're thanking the fans with a huge sale. Pre-orders are now open for the King of Hearts and Cotton Candy playmats, available while supplies last. And you can use my code, the VV Theory, at the checkout for an extra 5% off on your next order. All right, let's go and break down the deck list, guys, starting off with the leader. Kuzan is a 5,000 power, 5 life, mono blue navy leader with the effect, when you trash cards from your hand due to your navy card effects, you may draw an equal number of cards that were trashed due to that effect. Okay? Now, we're going to go through each card now. Be sure to pause and read these if you don't know what they do, okay? We're running 4 Tashigi, 2 Maynard, 4 Sengoku, 4 of the 2K counter Hina, 3 Pudding, 3 Borsalino, 4 of the 2K counter Suru, 4 Zephyr, 2 Jozu, 4 of the 6-cost Kuzan, 4 of the 7-cost Sakazuki, 4 Garp, 4 of the 1-cost event Ice Block Pheasant Pack, 2 Gum Gum Red Rocks, and 2 Gravity Blades. So the entire idea behind this list really is to just kind of fix your hand in the early game. You just want to go, let's just go with the going first curve first. So turn 1, play out Tashigi, fix our hand a little bit. Turn 2, Sengoku, fix our hand a lot, right? Because pause and read what this card does, guys. Top 5 search for 2 cards, and you're really drawing 3 in the process. So think of it like this. So this card, I actually will read this card, guys. You may trash 1 card from your hand and look at 5 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 2 Navy-type cards other than Sengoku and add them to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order, right? So think about what this card does, guys, within Kuzan. So you're losing 1 card from your hand to play out Sengoku, and then you're losing 1 card from your hand to trash for the effect, right? But then you're drawing 2 cards from the effect from a top 5 search, and then after that, you're drawing another card from your leader's effect. So guys, when you play this card out, you're establishing a 3K body and getting rid of 1 card in hand, and then you're doing a top 5 search to draw 2 cards and then draw an additional card afterwards. Very, very powerful effect in the deck. So that's our turn 2 play going first or second. And then going into our 5 Dawn turn, you can play out this Zephyr, but I think the better play will typically be just develop Borsalino, or who knows, if your opponent drew a bunch of cards, just hit him with a Pudding just to mess up their entire game plan. And then from there, going into your 7 Dawn turn, you can play out Sakazuki, Kuzan, or Jozu. Any of these will do. And then going into your 9 Dawn turns, and after, you have your Monkey D. Garp and whatever. This Garp here really is a powerhouse in this deck. You just want to get 1 of these down per game for the most part, and just get, chain it with another 8,000 power character like this Sakazuki or this Kuzan. And now you have such a board presence that your opponent's going to really struggle to deal with it, okay? So that's what you're trying to do going first. Going second, you're pretty much doing the same thing. You just have access to a slightly better curve. And I do think you want to go second for the most part if you can, because then you go turn 1 Tashigi, turn 2 Sengoku or Borsalino. Into turn 3, you have Kuzan on curve, shutting down their attacks, shutting down one of their attacks for the turn. Or play out the Jozu to bounce back your Searcher and then bounce one of their characters back. And then going into your 8 Dawn turn, you slam down Garp and you are just... Now you're off to the races, right? So it's a really solid curve going second especially. And that's what we're trying to do, guys. It's a pretty straightforward game plan, but there's a lot going on here that allows us to get away with it. We are doing so much card cycling and searching with our leader's effect and with the kit that we have here. that you draw a lot of cards with this deck, guys. Think about it. Tashigi, top 5 search for a Navy card. Sengoku, top 5 search for 2 Navy cards. And then we get over into the bottom here. Kuzan, you're trashing a card from hand and cycling to lock down an attack. This Sakazuki, just draw 2 cards. This Garp, trashing a card to do the effect, and then you're getting to cycle a card out with your leader effect. And that's just kind of what the deck does. Even this counter event here, guys, think about it. It's a 1-cost 4K, and you trash a card to do the effect, and then you're going to draw the card right back with your leader. Okay, so really, really powerful stuff here. Now, I have seen some other Navy cards I want to talk about, guys, that I think are pretty decent. They're worth considering. For example, I'm just going to try to go in order here as I see them. This X-Drake, this is a Navy searchable blocker that lets you set your top 5 cards. You can look at your top 5 cards and arrange them in any order, or you can put them down to the bottom of your deck and move on from there. This is a 5-cost, 6,000 power, 1K counter blocker that has that effect, right? So this is a solid card to mess around with. I have messed around with Borsalino in the past. This card's okay. There's not a lot of incredible targets to hit for that cost 4 and under, target. But there are some, right? Like maybe a 3-cost Tashigi if you're playing against green, something like that. There are some targets it is worth considering, and it will also help out your odd curve quite a bit, right? Because right now, you're just slamming down Sakazuki, or you're hitting them with like a Gravity Blade Raging Tiger or something. So being able to include a few Borsalinos would be nice. And then the last one I really want to talk about is actually this Aramaki. This card is very good. It's an 8-cost, 8,000 power blocker, and it has an activate main effect to discard a card from your hand and return a cost 2 or lower to the bottom of its owner's deck. That's going to get around a lot of chump blockers, and if I were to make some immediate revisions to this deck, I would re-add this card back. I was actually playing this card in my original version of the deck, I believe, and it just didn't seem to come up all that much, and I think I was only running 1 copy, to be fair. So it's like, oh, this card's not that strong. But then you start playing games, and it's like, that is a pretty strong card. Especially when it's something you could cheat out with your Garp. Because remember, guys, this can cheat out a character that has a blue Navy character with a power of 8,000 or less, other than Garp. So being able to go, okay, I'll play out Garp into another 8-cost, 8,000 power character, but this one has a blocker. And the activate main is more important than it seems. Not only is it bottom decking a card, and not only is it buffing this character in the process, but you're trashing a card from a Navy effect, and now you're drawing a card with your leader. So that's actually very, very nice. But yeah, that's about it, guys. That's really all I have to say as far as the deck breakdown part. So let's go ahead and head over to the sim and check this deck out in action. All right, first game up we have against Black Yellow Koala. Volume is off, speed is on 2x, and here we go. Okay, Black Yellow Koala, and it looks like we're stuck going first, which is not ideal, but it's also not terrible. We'll make do with what we have. It's nice that we have the Tashigi and the Sengoku to start the game off with. That's going to fix our hand quite a bit. Okay, so Koala's going to fix their hand with the Searcher event, and then they're going to pass it back. We're going to swing for 5. Then we're going to play out the Sengoku, trashing a Zephyr to do a top 5 search, drawing 2 cards. I drew into a Garp and a Kuzan. Seems really nice, right? We have some really good plays coming up. Okay, so they're going to swing for 5. We are going to counter out fairly aggressively because we draw a lot of cards with this deck, guys. We do draw a lot of cards, okay? And remember, Koala actually has ways to make you trash cards from hand. So we're going to slam down the pudding just to mess their hand up a little bit, just to get them off their game plan. And we didn't really have a better play other than maybe develop the Borsalino. I'd rather just really frustrate their, mess up their plans here. Okay, we swing it for 6 and pass it back. They develop a Koala, they develop a Karasu. That's really nice. And now they're going to swing in for 5. We're going to 1K counter out with our blocker Maynard from hand. And now it's our turn again. Okay, we're on a 7 Dawn turn. I actually choose something like fairly greedy here because I don't really care that much with what I have on the board. Hang on. So pause. We got to talk about this. So right there, I play out the Sakazuki. I draw 2 cards, and then I use the activate main effect of Sakazuki to trash a card and attach a Dawn to one of my characters or leader. I attach it to the 4-cost pudding, and I'm going to swing for 5 now with my pudding and swing 5 with my Kuzan just to keep the pressure on my opponent while developing a bigger body. We had another play we could have done here, just developing the Kuzan and do the same play, right? So we swing for 5 with the because that would only cost us 6 Dawn, right? So we play out the 6 Dawn Kuzan. We fix our hand a little bit, trashing a card from hand to draw another card. We attach the remaining Dawn to our pudding, swing for 5 and swing for 5 with Kuzan, and we make it where they could not attack with their Karasu next turn. but I'm actually okay with them attacking with the Karasu. I don't actually want to attack into their life because they're probably going to play out something like Kuma or whatever to gain the life back. If I could attack active characters right now, that's where my attacks would be going, right? Because I don't want to actually attack into their life. Okay, so here we go. So we swing for 5, and then we're going to swing for 5 more. They're going to 1k counter out of that. They'll probably take this one. They're down to 4 cards in hand. Maybe even use the blocker to get rid of the Sengoku. Wouldn't be too bad here. Yeah, they take the hit. That makes a lot of sense because their hand size is so low. Okay, and now we're going to pass the turn back. They're going to use. They're going to draw for the turn, and here we go. 6 and a 4. I have to trash a card. I get rid of the Borsalino. I let the pudding go. I'm not trying to defend that card, obviously. That card actually had so much value if you think about it. It messed up their hand. It attacked for 5, and then they attacked into it, so it ate up a 6k attack. Seems good, guys. Very, very high value. Okay, they're going to play out Kuma here off the Dragon effect, trashing a card to gain a life, and I'm fine with it. We're completely okay with it. We're going to counter out aggressively here, guys, because we do want to establish our Garp here so that we can you know, get some pressure on the board, and we will lose 1 life in the process. So that's another reason why it's really good to counter out, you know, really aggressively against something like Black Yellow Koala. Okay, so we play out the Garp. We're going to trash a card from hand to play a card out. We're going to draw 3 cards from this effect here, pretty much. Our opponent's choosing if we want to lose a life card. They choose to let us lose the life card, of course. And now we're going to establish, you know, and then we're going to draw the cards. Okay, here we go. Attaching some Dawn to our leader. Trashing a card from hand. We trash a 2k counter because our hand is actually very stacked right now. And we're going to go 8 into 6. This is going to cost him 2 cards from hand to save this. And he chooses to do that, guys. He decides, you know what? That is the right call for me to save this card. Okay, we're okay with that. We have quite a bit of counter power in hand, and we even have cards to discard. I have 2 Kuzans in my hand that I don't even think I really need, guys. I don't think I actually need the Kuzans right here. I trash a Kuzan and a Red Rock because I'm going to keep attacking into their board. They're down to 1 card in hand. They attack in for 6. I discard a card. That's fine, and I take the hit. I'm down to 3 life, and I'm back up to 5 cards. Now, wherever they attack into, I'm just going to defend my Sakazuki, right? That's probably where they're going to go, and that's what I'm going to defend. Okay, they're going to go 8 into 8. I'm just going to 2k counter out of this. 8 more into 8. Okay, here's another 2k counter. And now they can choose to attack at my leader to draw a card with Koala, or they can choose to attack into my Sakazuki. That was the right call, attacking into my leader to draw a card. All right, but here we go, guys. Remember what I said earlier? This is what I've been going for. I've been wanting their entire board sideways. Now I can attack into it. I swing 8 into 6. That card's gone. I'm going to play out the Sengoku here so I can attach some Dawn for free with my 2 Sakazuki effects and search up some cards. So against this matchup, guys, those Gravity Blades are not so good because they are able to get so high with their Dawn. The only card I could hit is technically the Kuma and the Koala here. Who cares? They can gain the life if they want to. Doesn't matter to me. Okay. So here we go. I'm moving some. I'm using the other Sakazuki's effect here, trashing a card from hand and attaching a Dawn to my Garp, and I'm going to go 10 into 8 here. Let's see if they choose to protect it. They can protect it with Nico Robin, but I don't think that's a good play, and that's good. Yeah, they choose not to do that. And right here, guys, we're actually going to swing for 5. They're going to block for free, and I'm going to go ahead and play out excuse me, not the Red Rock. I'm going to play out the Borsalino. I've got 2 Dawn active. I have an Ice Block Pheasant Peck, and here we go. I'm feeling very safe here. And he needs to start going for my board because my board is devastating, right? Like those are 3 8,000 power characters. They need to do something about this. Okay, they're actually going to try to just win the game now. I don't hate that. I don't hate that play. It's probably the right call. 6 into 7. Excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and block out of this because I do have a Dawn still for my Ice Block Pheasant Peck. Okay, when they turn that card sideways there, guys, I pretty much knew at this point right here they were in a lot of trouble. Okay, so I get out of that effect with the Ice Block Pheasant Peck to stay at 2 life. And now I'm just going to attack into their board. That card's gone. Every card's gone here, right, guys? Every card's gone. So we're going to go 8 into 7. And I'm just going to swing minimums here to get cards out of hand and to get cards off the board. Okay, so they let that go. And now we're going to swing for 8. Now I think we're just going to swing out across the board here and just pass the turn back. I mean, with just everything, guys. So we're going to use the effect of our Sakazukis to fix our hand. And now we're just going to pass it back. Okay, I did have to trash a card from hand, I think, actually, from the effect of Hack, because he tried to get rid of my Borsalino. I think that's what happened there. Okay, swing for 5. They counter out of it. I'm just going to pass the turn. I just don't want to lose the game right here, guys, because I have this game on lockdown. This was a pretty long game. We are on 2x speed right now, guys, and it's still taking this long. But I have noticed Kuzan's games seem to run pretty long, generally speaking. Okay, 7 into 5. We'll block and give him a 2K. He did get a Nico Robin down, but I don't have any cards to discard. I have to have 5 or more cards in hand. So I'm going to swing for 5. That's a card from hand. Now I'm going to swing for 5 more. I'm trying to get him to block with Nico Robin, and then I'm just going to keep going at his board. I'm just going to slowly over time whittle this character down here, or whittle this player down. Okay, swing 8, swing 8. Oh, they got a search there. Very nice. They got a trigger to search. And now we're going to swing for 8 more. Okay, they should take this. Well, yeah, that's the right call, because this next turn, the answer is to try to go for lethal. But right now, guys, we're just going to replace this Sin Goku on the board and just make it where their dragon cannot attack. Now I'm actually going to trash cards from my hand with the Sakazukis here. Okay, they didn't let me finish, but what I was going to do was I was going to trash a card with the Sakazuki effect, this pudding here, to cycle a card with my leader's effect, just to try to get to another 2K, but otherwise they only have 2 attacks, I have a blocker, and I have a 4K counter in hand. So I'm in a really good position here. Okay, good game to my opponent. Let's move on to the next one. We got 2 more games. That was against Black Yellow Koala. Now we have a game versus Red Shanks. Okay, volume is off. Let's get the speed on 2x, and here we go. A lot of very long games today, guys. That's why we only had only 3 games for today's video. Each game was like 13 minutes, 14 minutes. I think the final game was under 10 minutes, but still, there were some pretty long games today. All right, we're going second, and that's what we want. We want to go second. We start off with the TCG here. They're going to swing for 8. We're probably just going to take this. We could use the Ice Block Pheasant Peck there if we wanted to, but Red doesn't really have any hand destruction right now, so I'm okay with just stockpiling all of my best counters for later in the game. So I'm going to swing for 6 into 5 here because their leader effect can ignore a 5K attack for free. We'll play out Maynard, and then we will sit on 1 Dawn for our Ice Block Pheasant Peck. All right, they're on a 5 Dawn turn. What are they going to do here? And guys, we have a 6 Dawn turn next for our Jozu. They're going to go 6 into 5. We're not going to take this one. We don't want to go too low for no reason. Guys, we have a nice turn here. It's nothing crazy, but it's a nice tempo turn. We're going to be able to play out the Jozu and pull back our Tashigi to bounce back their Yasop, and then we're going to pass the turn back because we can't swing 5 into 6. Okay, so here we go. They're on an 8 Dawn turn now. That really messed them up. Or excuse me, they're on a 7 Dawn turn. That really messed up their plans. Now, I do believe they just replay the Yasop here, which honestly is probably not even a bad play. But I think that's what they do here is just replay it. Now, of course, in this situation here, I get the perfect curve and no Garp on 8 Dawn. So, you know, you hate to see it. It happens, right? It does happen. But I really, really wish I could have gotten my my Garp on time here. So I take the hit here very greedily, hoping to find a Garp, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not running that card in my deck. I guess, you know, who knows? Sometimes it happens with all this searching, all this cycling. Sometimes you just don't see what you need to. So we're going to start off with a 7K attack into 6. Let's see what they choose to do. They take it. Okay, now we're going to go 7 more into 6. He'll probably leader effect in 1K counter. Okay. At least that's the typical play in this situation with all the cards they have in hand. Yep, that was the right call. They're going to leader effect, and then they'll do Lucky Roo. And now we're going to play out the Kuzan. We're going to trash a card to cycle a card, and we're going to lock down Yasop's attack for the turn. I need to just slow them down a little bit while I develop more on the board. Okay, well that's a 4 cost, or what, a 6 cost 10,000 power Shanks they just played. You hate to see it. But no, that's very, very strong. And they're going to smash into my, what was that they just smashed into, guys? I'm sorry, we got to go backwards real quick, guys. I'm yapping too much here. Oh, into the Jozu. They swing, what was it? 8,000 into Jozu. We give them a 2K counter now, and they play out an Uda and pass the turn back. Okay, we're going to play out Tashigi. Guys, where is Garp? Where is my Garp? I just don't see it. So, okay, I guess, you know, we can't just sit around and wait for it if it's never coming. So we're going to have to swing for 7. They use leader effect. We're going to swing for 8. They do have a blocker. They're going to cash in on the blocker now. We're going to play out the Sakazuki just to fix our hand a little bit. And we have 2 Ice Block Pheasant Pecks for next turn. Okay, so now we're going to trash the pudding. Okay, we're actually going to swing. We're going to swing for 7 here just to try to get cards out of hand because they've already used their leader effect on my Jozu. Okay, so here we go. I still have 1 Dawn active and 3 life. I have a blocker. We're doing just fine in the counter, you know, in the counter department, right? We're doing just fine. But now we're on a 10 Dawn turn, and Shanks is going to slam down the 10 cost Shanks. That's going to drop my entire board by 1,000, everything but my leader. And now they're going to go 10 into 7. Okay, this is going to be an Ice Block Pheasant Peck, trashing a Sengoku to draw a card and get out of that attack there. And now they're going to go 12 into 7. We're going to go ahead and cash out on our blocker. And now they can swing 6 into 6, and that's about it. We can 1K counter out or 2K counter out of that. I want to keep my blockers here. And they're going to swing for 5. We might actually take this one, guys, even though we can get out of it. I'm trying to get as many answers in my hand as possible. We're going to go ahead and red rock to bottom deck that card there. And now we're just going to go into the board, I think, guys. Well, 5 in the face first because that's like my bare minimum. Nice. So he used his leader effect there, guys. Now we're going to go into the board. There was definitely an idea going through my mind right here. I could have swung for 12 plus 1. Yeah, I think I could have swung for 13 into the Shanks. But no, we're just going to keep beating this guy down and force him to give us answers from hand. Look at that. He's down to 1 life now, guys. He's down to 1 life. Okay, so right now we're just going to go ahead and play out the Borsalino. We have a blocker. We can protect our board. We don't have a Dawn active, unfortunately, but that's okay. We had to use Red Rock this turn, and I wanted to establish a blocker, so now we're in a good spot. See, there we go. They're going to play out Rayleigh here, and they can't hit anything on this board, guys. Like, they can't remove anything on this board except the Tashigi. They can have the Tashigi, right? Okay, Rayleigh's still a very strong card, by the way, but there's nothing they can really do in this situation right here. Okay, they do get rid of the Tashigi. They turn one of my 8Ks into a 5 and the other into a 6. I think they got it backwards. They should have gone for my Sakazuki because that has more value on the board. Okay, so they swing 6 into 5. I 2K counter out. They're going to swing 10 into 5. I'm thinking about blocking this because I could actually block this and get out of it. We're just going to let the card go instead. Guys, there's Garp. We finally got to our first Garp of the game on turn 7. Okay, on turn 7, we finally got to a Garp here. So I think we're still just going to pretty aggressively apply pressure and just say, okay, I'm going to set up for next turn. You're just not going to be able to deal with this, you know. I think that's the play here. We could just block her up as well. There's a bunch of different ways we could do this. They're going to Divine Departure. We're going to swing for 6 in here. Okay. And now we're going to probably play out the Garp, and then we can attach a free Dawn to our leader with the Sakazuki's effect. Okay, so we're going to play out the Garp, probably trashing the Sengoku in this situation here, because using 3 Dawn at this point of the game is just way too scary unless it's a major investment. Okay, so right here we're going to play out the Sakazuki, drawing more cards. We're going to use use the Sakazuki effects here, trashing 2 cards to attach 2 Dawn to my leader and drawing 2 new cards. And here we go. Now we're just going to swing 7 into 5. They'll probably leader effect in 2K. Very nice. Well played. And now we're sitting on 2 life, a blocker, 2 Dawn active, and we're in a very good position here, guys. Because remember, that Borsalino cannot be KO'd. It cannot be removed by effects once per turn. We can just trash a card to save it. Now, they did -3 the Borsalino, and they're probably going to actually still try to get rid of it. For whatever reason, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm just going to trash a card and cycle it. I don't think they should have done that, guys. I think they should have just canceled that effect and just weakened my board. Okay, they still have a 10,000 power attack, so I'm going to 2K, 1K to get out of this. And now they have 10 into 6. I'm probably just going to cash in on this Borsalino blocker because I have another one in hand. And now they're going to go 5 into 5, and I think we're just going to 2K out of this one. Okay, here we go, guys. Now we're back to... Okay, they're going to go ahead and give up. So we were just going to attack at face at this point because it's all we have to do in this situation here, guys, is attach one Dawn to Jozu to swing for 8, so that way they can't leader effect and get out with the 2K. So they had Kamakura Jutsushi, which is called 10-layer Igloo in the English version. They could have gotten out of that attack, or they probably could have gotten out of one attack easily. But swinging for 8 there, guys, means they would have to leader effect and then 2K, 1K just to get out of this attack. And then let's just say we swing in for 9 with the Garp attaching 1 Dawn. And let's just say they Kamakura Jutsushi out of that. Okay, well, we still have 3 other attacks coming through. And they only have the 1 life. So our next 9K attack from Sakazuki is going through for sure. They only get a 1K counter, and then we're going to swing for probably 9K more with our Sakazuki, and that's going to be a game. But here's the crazy part, guys. Say we can't end the game on this turn. We could have moved all that stuff around we just said, and we could have played out double blockers, and we still have an Ice Block Pheasant Peck for next turn if needed. So we actually, technically, I think the best turn, or the best play for this turn, would have been us just playing out double Borsalinos. Well, 1 Borsalino first, right? And then attack in with the Jozu, and then replace the Jozu with another Borsalino, and then just go a bunch of 8s and 6s across the board, and, you know, sit on Ice Block, Pheasant Peck, and double blocker. And they can't even win next turn either, because we still have 2 life, 2 blockers, Ice Block, Ice Block, Pheasant Peck, and a 2K counter. So it's just one of those situations where they're just in so much trouble. Okay, either way, good game to my opponent. Let's move on to the next one. We got one more game, guys. We got a game versus Green Zoro. Okay, volume's off. Let's get the speed on 2x, and here we go. All right, so we're going to get to go second, which is ideal. We definitely want to go second. And here we go. No searcher for turn 1, but that's okay. They're going to swing for 6 into 7. Or 6 into 5. We're going to 2K counter out and get out of that early on for sure. Don't get too low against Zoro, guys. They will try to OTK you, even if you have like 2 or 3 life with all the crazy attacks they can pull off. Okay, so we swing for 6. They take that. They played out a Kashiro last turn. We're going to play out some Goku, and now we're going to fix our hand. We have a really nice curve so far. If we could just get a nice 6 or 7 cost Navy character to play out with Garp. So this turn right here, guys, I really love this play. Swing for 5 there. They counter out. Play out the Jozu, pulling back Sengoku, bouncing back their Cavendish. They're going to replay Cavendish, but that's fine with me. Swing for 9, we'll take it. Do we draw a card? Nice. We drew right into a Sakazuki. You love to see it. However, pause. However, there is definitely another play to be had here. What would you guys do? Okay, one option we have is, of course, Monkey D. Garp into Sakazuki, drawing through 3 cards pretty much and just establishing 2 monsters on the board. Or we can Gravity Blade Raging Tiger this board. Because for those who are not aware, Kashiro can only save characters from KO removal, / characters from KO removal. Well, Gravity Blade Raging Tiger is a bottom deck effect. So we can actually bottom deck both these cards and have 1 Dawn left for the turn. But I think, honestly, the better play here is actually just to develop the big boys. Okay, let's see what I choose to do. I don't actually remember. All right, so we do end up playing out the Garp. We trash the Sengoku. We play out the Sakazuki. We draw through 3 cards. Now we're going to trash a card from our hand to give a Dawn to our leader and draw a card from leader effect. Swing 6, swing 7. Your turn, sir. They go ahead and block out early. And guys, if they don't have a Toshigi follow-up here, we might be able to Gravity Blade next turn and just really punish our opponent. Okay, they attach 6 Dawn to their leader. They have 3 Dawn left. Guys, get used to seeing if a Zoro has 3 Dawn left. They can use this stage here, or this event to stand up their leader. Okay, they swing it with Cavendish. We 2K counter out. They're going to swing for 12. We're just going to take it, and I think they can stand up again, swing for 12, and we'll just go ahead and take it. Okay, we're down to 2 life. We're in a very good position, though. We're not scared at all in this situation, guys. We're actually in a very good spot. We've got a chump blocker if we need that. Let's see what they choose to do here. Okay, we'll go 8 into 6. I think he uses Paradise Waterfall here to protect it. Yeah, he does. Waterfall, stand up the character, and then they 1K counter out to save it fully. That's fine. That's completely fine with us, guys. We do have a blocker in hand. We can play that out to get around the Cavendish attack, where we only have to worry about the leader. Okay, we're going to grab an Ice Block Pheasant Peck for defensive purposes. And it'd be nice to play another Garp here. That would be nice, but we just don't have it. Okay, and you know what? I think in this position here, guys, I think I actually Gravity Blade here, believe it or not. I'm going to go swing 6, swing 8, and it's like, you know what? I have double Grav Blade. I'm just going to remove that 1 card past the turn with 2 up. I almost played out the Maynard. That would have been a play mistake, guys, because remember how Zoro works. They can just defend. Well, who knows? I guess I could have defended my board a little bit better with the Maynard. Okay, we're going to Ice Block Pheasant Peck, and then we're going to trash a card to draw a card from that, and then 1K counter or 2K counter to get out of the attack. Now they're going to stand up their leader again. Guys, watch this. They use their leader effect to stand up. Now they can attack into the Garp. Okay, that one I think we're going to 2K, 1K to get out of. And now he only gets 1 more attack for the turn if he uses the event. Luffy's the one who will be the king of the pirates. Okay, fine. You got rid of my card. That's completely fine. Nice. We drew into a Sengoku. And right here, guys, okay, pause. My opponent left a little bit early. I could have gone for lethal this turn, guys. I don't think I was going to do it, but I was going to swing out. I was going to swing out here, and if he had taken the first few hits, I could have loaded everything up on Toshigi and gone for a game, but I don't think that would have been the right call. In this situation here, I think what I was going to do is play out the Sengoku, trashing the Gravity Blade Raging Tiger to draw a bunch of cards for and basically just refill my board. And look at what my top card is, guys. I would for sure have at least 1 replacement on the board for what I need to attack in for next turn, but I would definitely be searching for counter power in this situation for if he tries to go aggressively for my board. Okay, all right, well, that's it for the games, guys. Good games to all my opponents. Those were a lot of fun. Really awesome games there. OP12 is shaping up to be pretty interesting. So just to kind of recap here, I can't think of any situation where I would want to run the Borsalino. especially over something like Gravity Blade, because they're both 7 cost. I understand you could play this off of the 8 cost Garp, but I don't really love the idea of running this card in the deck right now. As much as I love the artwork for this card, it looks really awesome, him sitting on that throne. But I don't know how much I love this card in the deck. And I like having Borsalino in here for thematic purposes, right? You know, we got Kuzan, we got Garp, Sakazuki, we got the whole squad in here, right? Except 1 or 2 guys I would like to add eventually. Again, just for thematic purposes, we got to get Aramaki in here, guys, and we got to get Isho in here. What is going on? Okay, Isho is kind of in here, right? There he is, right? He's the 7 cost Gravity Blade Raging Tiger. So he's in here in a very subtle way. But no, we want to be able to play it out off of an effect like off of Garp, right? That would be really cool. So we'll have to consider running that at some point in the future. But yeah, I think the 2 additions I would actually like to make is this Aramaki for sure, and then maybe this Isho here. This is a 6 cost, 6,000 power, 1k counter Isho. On play until the start of your next turn, up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 7 or less cannot attack. I don't know how great this is right now, though, because it would be taking the place of Jozu. I think Jozu's just better. It's unfortunate that we don't have an exact version of this card that is just Isho. Like, it's too bad we don't have a 6 cost, 7k, 1k counter Isho with Navy type that has the exact same card on play, you know, card for card. In fact, it'd be really cool if they buffed it. Like, what if they made a 6 cost, 7,000 power, 1k counter Isho card with an on play, return 1 of your characters or trash a card from hand or something, so it goes with the Kuzan effect, and then does the 6 or lower, or even more than that. Like I said, if they made it where you had to bounce a card back and trash a card from hand, that would be really, really cool. And then allow us to hit like an 8 cost or higher, or an 8 cost or less, because then we could hit some of these really annoying targets like from Koala or something like that. Well, all right, guys, that's about it. I'm going to be honest. So let's talk about this leader in the current format. Let's talk about Kuzan in OP12 and going into OP13. OP12, I think this is going to be a really strong leader, especially to play at a local level, and it could have some potential even past that. I think I've already seen some tournament results. People have made it. You know, people are starting to squeeze into the top 8 with Kuzan all across, you know, across the board. I think all over the place. Could have some potential. I honestly still think the leader needs a little bit more support. I feel like we need 1 more card that we can cheat out off of Garp. For example, basically what I just said, like with this Jozu card, if we had like a 6 cost character that we could cheat out off of Garp that does exactly what Jozu does, then I think we actually have something there, right? Especially if we can get something even bigger. If they would give us a better version of this Isho that just bounces a card back to hand or bottom decks a card, I think that'd be really good. And some people might be thinking like, yeah, but you just said Borsalino's not good enough because it only hits a 4 cost. We have to be able to hit a 6. Honestly, it'd be better if we could hit a 7 cost or lower, just for the sake of being able to hit something like Sanji and Pudding. But hitting a 6 cost like what Jozu does, that's really good as well. So that's about all I think about this deck, guys. I think it's still very solid, but I do think... guys, this is just me personally. Don't get mad at me, but I feel like it's missing like 1 extra card, or who knows, maybe even a 10 cost card, guys. They need to give us a 10 cost Sengoku for this deck that does something crazy. We got to get Sengoku in here other than just this 3 cost version. Give us a blue prime Sengoku that just goes crazy, guys. Bottom decks the whole board. No, I'm just kidding. That'd be crazy. All right, I'm done yapping. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me get the outro on here. Okay, guys, if you are liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing my stuff, if you're using my TCG Player affiliate link, if you're donating through Patreon or PayPal, if you're a Playmat supporter, a YouTube member, or part of the Discord community, thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. All right, I'm done. Hope y'all enjoyed. Until next time, guys, peace.